Welcome back, viewers. It's great to have you here. It's December in Erlengrat. The snow has fallen. In this episode, Dusty learns to drive a train and we start to make a whole packet of money. Hello and welcome back, fans of the Dusty series. As you can see, we are in December and the snow has just suddenly arrived overnight, and it's been snowing, well, since about 1 o'clock in the morning. It's just eased off a bit. It's not quite so heavy as it was, but there's certainly a dusting on the ground. The weather report says that we do have some sun coming later on, so that will be nice. It will be just a nice bit of warm on our backs, and hopefully a little bit of the snow will melt. Now, January, definitely we've got a big flurry of snow coming in, so unfortunately we are back into the thick of winter. But I think this time Dusty and I are in a much better position to survive. You look at where we were a year ago, yeah, we are in a totally different place. But in terms of jobs for this month, one of the things I want to do first off is try and tidy up this silage area, and I think they will be getting sold in January, so that needs doing. We have a couple of pallets of wool to take down to the spinnery. December is definitely the month to sell oats, so we're going to load up the oats somehow and get them sold as well. But the thing Dusty and I need to do first off is to sell all of these eggs. Unfortunately, the maximum peak time for selling eggs was last month, but I must have missed it with all the stuff going on around the farm. But that's no problem, we'll get these sold today and get some cash in the bank, because the first thing we're going to need to buy is a trailer to haul all our oats. Hey there, Dusty, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm real good, thanks.
Well, we're back to that time of year again, Dusty, that we both love. It's snowing.
I don't mind the snow. What I didn't like last time was being out in the cold on that old tractor.
Yeah, that was pretty cold, but it's definitely bobble hat weather.
I'll get the eggs loaded, and then I'll go get changed.
Righto, Dusty, I'll see you up there. I'll just get these strapped on while Dusty's gone to, well, basically put on some warmer clothes. Hat, scarf, gloves, all the full shebang. But he's got everything loaded in here quite nicely. Everything's properly squared away for the winter. We're not going to be doing any more mowing or tedding or windrowing of grass in this weather. So yeah, we're all set for the winter in terms of that idea. Right, I'll just wait for Dusty to come back up and he can shoot that off down to this supermarket, I believe. And let's see how much cash we can make.
Well, I'm set and good to go.
Brilliant job, Dusty. Over to you then, buddy. I'll see you in about half an hour. I'm expecting a tidy haul here. We've got 6 pallets full of eggs, and eggs are going currently at around $3,500 per thousand, I think it is, or per pallet, I can't quite remember. Either way, that's a fair old chunk of cash coming our way. Well, here we are at the supermarket. I'll just unstrap these for Dusty. There we go. 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're about to make our first chunk of cash for the month of December. And how much can we get in? No mistakes this time, we are just selling eggs. The cash is counting up rapidly, look at that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. £31,000. Wow, that is definitely worth it. I'm really happy with that. $60,000 bucks in the bank. Now, I'm at the shop because if we're going to move any of our grain out of the silo now, we are definitely going to need a way to do that. I'm just going to have a look at some trailers, and yeah, well, I'll see you back here shortly. Ooh, look at that! The Class Carrot 140D. Managed to get this at such a good price, 10.5 grand. That's about, I don't know, 10.5. Yeah, about 6 grand off the ticket price. That is brilliant. This is a great little trailer, and I can't believe the price. It's It's got a little bit of wear and tear. This is going to do us just perfectly.
Great work there, computer guy. That's some real good negotiating.
Cheers, Dusty, me old pal. Right, can you get that loaded on the back of that trailer and haul both of those back up to the farm?
You know I can.
That's going to make all the difference in the world, having a decent trailer that we can start to cart around our various crops. So let Dusty do his job here and collect everything up, and we'll see you all back at the farm momentarily. Dusty is a real pro at this sort of work now. He really does have a real aptitude for this. If you're new to the series, check out the Dusty playlist, which I'll drop a card for at the end of this video. And if you're enjoying this particular episode, give it a thumbs up. For every like this video gets, Dusty gets to have 10 minutes in the bar in town. So let's all work to give Dusty what he deserves and get as many likes as we can. Right, Dusty's got it covered. We are hitched up to the class. I think it's time to go up to the silo and get loaded.
I'm actually quite excited about this idea. I wonder how much we're gonna get.
I have no idea, Dusty, but we are trying to sell at peak season, so this is the only way we're going to make the big bucks.
Yeah, big bucks. Maybe I could retire.
Oh, there we go. We've got that in 2,208 litres, which is, oh, look at that tiny amount, a smidgen. But that's all our field yielded. That's all we've got. So we have a dirty great trailer, but hardly any crop to put in it. Never mind.
You gotta start somewhere, YouTube guy.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, Dusty. So Dusty, the best place to sell this is at Felsbrunn, which is east of here. Well, northeast, but east on the map. It's basically a train station. Can you head over to there?
I got a vague idea where that is. I'll check the map on the way. You coming along for the ride?
Well, actually, I was going to ask you if I could borrow your truck. I will go down to the spinnery, pick up any fabric that we've got down there, and then just come back and do a little bit of maintenance around the farm. Is that all right? Do you mind me using your truck?
You know what? I think we're at the stage in our relationship where I can lend you my truck. For God's sakes, don't scratch it though. That's my pride and joy.
Of course, Dusty, of course, I understand that. Of course I'll look after it. Thanks for that. Okay, I'll see you back here when you're done then. Take these roads very gently. It's quite precarious. Very easy to blast along here. There's Dusty. Don't want to get too close to him. If he has to slam on his brakes on this icy surface, we're going to be in all kinds of trouble. I'm just going to take it easy. It's not even worth the risk of trying to overtake here. I've got someone behind me, I've got someone behind them, so we've got a bit of a traffic jam, but that's fine. Health and safety, safety first. Right, I'm going to take a right here. Right, just pulling in. Looks like there's one pallet there. I think that will do. Okay, right, we'll head that back up to the homestead. Every little helps, as they say. I think, if I remember rightly, it's straight ahead. I think Dusty's got a good idea where he's going. So we'll leave him just to make his own navigational decisions. If I get involved, I think he'll, well, I don't think he'd appreciate it, put it that way. Right, Dusty's just loaded off, so I'm going to wait here and see if I can get a train. Should be a train coming any minute, but it might be a while. As soon as he comes along, we'll get him to pick up our load and take that east and get it sold. And here she comes.
Why am I in a train?
Dusty, this is all just part of the job. By the time you finished in Erlengrat, you will be able to drive any vehicle ever designed by man.
Yeah, but do I really wanna?
Well, that's a different question, isn't it, really? You got an idea of how this works?
Yeah, everything's written down on the panel in front of me.
Oh, I see you've got that started. Top work. You're just going to have to back that up fairly slowly now, Dusty. We need to get it so that the back is over the loading bay. Dusty! Dusty, put your head out the window!
Yeah,
Start filling!
alright, hold on.
And there we go. Oh, it's pitiful. It's pitiful, but, well, it's... Well, I was going to say it's worth it, but I don't think it is. Let's get this sold and see how much we can get.
I'm gonna get moving now. Let's take this nice and slow.
Looks to me like you got the hang of it already, Dusty.
Alls I gotta do is go forward and backward. It ain't rocket science.
Who'd have thought, eh? Dusty, the train driver. Taking it easy through here, Dusty. Doing a sterling job. And there we go. So we've sold £4,844 worth of oats. Not a bad little haul for such a small little field. Right, let's get back to the homestead. My fingers are starting to get cold. Just while I drive back carefully, hopefully, in this weather, I'm just thinking, what equipment do we need? We've got cash in the bank now. And what things are we lacking? Now I know at some point Dusty's going to need a more powerful combine. We spoke about that and that's fine, but that's not going to be for months away. What do we need right now? And I'm of the mind that we need some form of spreader. If we can get those fields limed and if we can get them fertilised, then that would be fantastic. We can increase the yield. The other thing we could do with is a sprayer, but sprayers really aren't cheap. So I think we're just going to have to put up with any large weeds that we get in our fields just for now. But I think that's the way forward. Dusty just parking the trailer up here, that makes absolute sense. We're not going to be using this again until next month. But next month is going to be a big selling month. I'll be interested to see just how much we make. Considering we're up to about 60 grand this month, I think we're going to make even more in January. Okay, so we've sold our oats and we've sold our eggs. We've picked up a new trailer. I'm going to head back down to the shop in the tractor myself with the trailer and see what I can pick up.
YouTube guy, if you're heading down to the shop, why don't you take the wool with you? That could be dropped off at the spinnery.
That's a great idea by Dusty. I'll get the trailer hitched up and pick up the wool and head that down there. I think this is likely to be the last job for wool in a while because we really want our sheep to be able to keep warm in this cold, biting weather. And if we keep shearing them, then well, they're going to get cold and freeze to death. So we've got 3 pallets here. You can just about see there's a part pallet over there on the pasture and there's a half part pallet coming out of the barn right now. So we'll just leave that for a couple of months at this point. We may find that we run out of wool down at the spinnery, but that's fine. Well, the snow hasn't let up, but I'm pretty sure the weather said that it was going to stop snowing at around lunchtime, midday. It's now almost 20 to 2 in the afternoon. Okay, we're back in operation. 2,997 litres of wool in the spinnery, so we shall continue to output fabric. That's all good. I'm happy with that now. Happy days, ladies and gentlemen. I've managed to find a rather old but very much operational spreader. So this spreader here will do lime and it will do fertiliser. It was about 4 grand. You can get it in about 3,200, but I wanted the extension on the top. So that now takes 1.7 cubic metres. So that should be more than enough to do our 3 fields. And while I was down here, well, winter's here. I couldn't help myself. I've picked up a tiny little plough, and what we can do is just plough up our little roads and lanes around the homestead just so that we get some more traction. Brilliant. I'm really chuffed with that. Right, we've got a whole range of stuff here in these bulk bags. We've got road salt, we've got chicken feed, we've got some fertiliser, and on the back there we've got some lime. So now we've got a spreader. There's a whole lot of stuff we can be getting on with. Well, it has finally stopped snowing here. It's 2:15 in the afternoon. There's no more snow, but the sun is already behind the mountain top, so it's already starting to get a bit dark and shady here.
I'm gonna give the tracks a plow. Let's get this dust and snow out the way. That'll give us way more traction on the tractor and in my truck. Gotta be safer than how it is now. Well, look at that. It's working a real treat. Just take it nice and slow. I may have to do 2 passes. But I think this is gonna do the job. For once in his life, the YouTube guy had a really good idea.
Right, Dusty's just filled up the new spreader with some fertiliser. It's a strange time of year to fertilise, I grant you. But if it works, we'll carry on and give it a go. I'm just going to check a little patch with Dusty now, and we'll see how we get on. And it looks like that's working. You can see there's second stage going on there. That's brilliant news. We can't lime because we've got a crop in this field, but that's fine. We're all geared up for liming next year. It's always good to buy the equipment and all the consumables that you need when you got the cash in the bank, and we have. Right, let's get on and get all these 3 fields fertilised. The top field is done. Dusty's just about to start this middle one. Really is not easy to see where he's been. That's one of the major issues with doing it in the snow. But it's not a huge field, none of these are, so it's not that difficult to really kind of judge it and hedge it. But this is working well. What a great little piece of equipment this is. Just about the right size for the size of our fields. That's 2 down.
1 to go.
Looks a bit slippery there, Dusty.
Yeah, you got that right. I'm having to be real careful out here.
Oh, that's a peachy looking map. We finally got there. It took us a couple of months. We knew that once we dug and ploughed those fields up initially that it would take a little while to be able to afford all the equipment we need to get maximum yield, and I think we're almost there. We just need a sprayer and some herbicide. Next season we can get some lime in the ground, and that'll make a big difference as well. But for now we've got the ability to fertilise with solid fertiliser, and that is a massive step forward. It's just a shame that these fields themselves aren't that massive. But hey ho, this is one massive step in the right direction. Massive. What a brilliant month we've had here on the farm. I love picking up new equipment, especially stuff which is going to help us through a specific season or do a specific job. We've now got the ability to spread fertiliser and lime on our fields. We picked up a little snow plough which just allows us to keep the tracks around the farm clear of any dangerous slippy snow, especially near the new carved out cliffs we created. And I'm really excited about next month. January was always going to be big buck month, and I think we've got lots to sell. So I hope you join me and Dusty again for January's episode of the Dusty Survival Series. We're going to make some big money. The question is, what are we going to spend it on? Like the video, subscribe, take care, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.